Hello, 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 hello. I am late indeed for showing up for soul sessions. And that is because some of you don't know, but I am an advisor on a psychic app. And my chat kind of went over, but I will always take care of my clients first. But that doesn't mean that I leave you in a balance, of course. So here we go. Let me just get situated with things over here on this side. Quietness. Let me tell you guys something. Every time that I make a good attempt to come in to the soul session, calm, collected, and ready, something will pretty much generate or come, and then I come to you in a rush. Let me close up and reset my cards. Just like I said, I just finished the reading. So, all right, awesome. Well, welcome to Soul Sessions. It is Wednesday. Today we're going to talk about love and relationship insight. So, let me just open up the space first. All right. I open the space calm and with clarity. I invite the guides to come in and speak through me with truth, joy, and clarity for all involved. I thank you. All right, thank you. Good evening, beautiful souls. Um, yeah, all is well. All is well. Welcome back to Soul Sessions. Let's take a moment with me to pause, breathe in slowly, and gently release. Tonight, we're stepping into a space that is a little more tender. Okay. Just working on two screens and just let me move things over. All right. A little more tender, a little more honest, and often a little more revealing. This is our love and relationship insight session. Relationships have a way of showing us part of ourselves we may not always see clearly. They reflect our desires and our fears, our patterns, and sometimes the places within us that are still asking for healing. And while we often come into spaces like this with questions about another person, and they are, what we're really being shown and something within ourselves. So, if you enjoy reflective spaces like this, you are always welcome to subscribe and return with soul sessions come around each month. So, tonight, before we move into the cards, I want to sit with something that may resonate with many of us. So, our topics, and I did put it into the chat. Hello again, Nella. I did put into the chat lessons, boundaries, and emotional truth. And I will be checking the chat if you need to come in and have a comment or something. You're more than welcome to put it in there and I'll address it. So, something I've been noticing and something that came up in our last session is how often relationships bring us back to one simple question. What am I learning here? Okay, so it's really important for you to know that every relationship we're in, whether it's with our spouse or our significant other, children, sisters, brothers, cousins, in every relationship, there is always something to learn because the people that we come into relationship with, in some way, form, and fashion, they reflect what we're emitting in our energy, what we're believing. They are the reflection of that. And I know a lot of us uh, don't want to admit that the thing that we feel like we hate about a person the most is already something that is deep within us. Just now is just being illuminated. So, lessons in relationships, every connection, especially the one that feels intense or confusing, often carries a lesson. This is not punishment, but it is awareness. Sometimes the lesson is how to communicate, or how to be patient, or how to see clearly. And me being on a hotline or tarot reader or just doing mindset mentoring, uh, is the how to see clarity is what trips many of us up. And because that's happening because we are really looking at it one sided. And that one sided way that we're looking at it often is me, 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 me. But they did this to me, but they said this to me. And when we don't have full control, or we don't know that we can have control of our feelings and emotions, then you're looking at it one sided. And let me see if I can find the card. And the only reason why I didn't pull this card before I wrote down in my notes is because this is the way how spirit is flowing right now. There it is. Looking for said hangman. A lot of people are afraid of the hangman card, but you should not be afraid of it, because what this simply means, the hangman in many situations, is being able to look at a situation differently. So think about this. If you were able to hang yourself upside down, right? Whenever a problem arose, and say, hmm, can I, will this even benefit me to look at this from another angle? And when that resignation is stuck and you find yourself that you can't do that, many a times that's when you go seek your friends, or you go seek another opinion. And when that doesn't help you, is when you only go to the ones that you know are going to tell you what you want to hear, and not truly help you see things from a different angle and a different perspective. And of course, that's where I come in, right? But seriously, is not being able to look at something on a different level or from a different point of view is where things get stuck and we don't have resolutions. So the lesson is simple. This is, well, you can ask yourself, this is not aligned for me. Okay. So when it gets intense or confusion, you step back and realize that you're not in alignment. If you can't see things clearly, if you're the one that is often not finding a resolution, understand me too. Finding a resolution does not mean sweeping it under the rug. That does not mean ignoring it. And it doesn't mean, you know, putting blinders on and saying, you know what, I'm just going to let them have it. That's not resolving. Resolving is starts internal first. And that question that you need to step back and ask yourself, is this aligning with me? Or this, or tell yourself, this is not aligned for me. And soon as you hit that stage, that's when things open up. So I want you to sit with that. Before we pull a card, the next thing I want to talk about is boundaries. This is where you feel the depth, okay? And that's where boundaries come in when you feel like someone is constantly taking advantage of you, not seeing your point of view, you feel like you're putting out more than what you're receiving, so to speak. And not all is well, and it's definitely not clarity. Boundaries are not about controlling someone else's behavior. Boundaries are about honoring your own. Let yourself flow right here. Okay. Really resonate that. We all need boundaries. We all have to have a point where we know that this particular treatment does not make me or does not help me stay aligned or and treat me well. So we have to have these boundaries set up. And boundaries are so not bad. Um, what it feels like when a boundary is crossed. So this understanding this helps you really get ready to set newer boundaries. You know what it's like when someone, I want to give you a good example, really crosses the line by, oh yeah, that's a good one. If you're in a relationship, so your significant other, and you have a friend, and they feel that they're going to take it upon themselves and tell your other what it is that's bothering you before you have a chance to get ready to express those feelings. So, let's just say girlfriend to girlfriend, and that this girlfriend says, "Well, I know you better than he knows you, so therefore I'm going to go tell him off." That's crossing the line, that's crossing the boundary. She doesn't that's not in her place. And when you don't have that boundary even with a girlfriend to let them know what's going on with me and my partner, I have to deal with. You cannot come and cross that line and speak on my behalf. So, another boundary is when you are in a relationship and this person constantly takes advantage of you, um, emotionally, taking advantage of you emotionally, meaning they always saying mean things to you. You're never doing something right. You're always doing something wrong. You can't make the bed right. You don't wash your clothes right. You don't iron your clothes at all. And they like things. There's boundaries there. Okay. That boundary that you set within yourself is simple. You can't talk to me like I'm an animal. And when you set boundaries and when you know what those boundaries are, it is your job to communicate to that other person when they don't help you stay in alignment by what it is that they're doing or saying. You cannot assume that somebody understands or knows better because of their age. That's a good one. Age does not make you an adult. Age also does not mean that you know everything and you know right from wrong. Each of us have our own feelings, each of us have our own beliefs, and as long as you have those your own feelings and belief and do not communicate that to those that are around you, then you leave them to assume what is right and wrong for you. And when you assume, you know the deal. You make an ass out of you and me. So I myself, I do not leave it to my husband to assume what I like and what I don't like because I don't want him to be a mind reader, especially a mind reader for me. So I make the conscious decision to let him know what I like and what I don't like and what I would like him to do. One thing that I definitely don't like, and I know this is going off on a tangent, but it does fit here. I do not like him to be in the kitchen. The kitchen is my space. Now, that doesn't mean that he can't do anything. That just means really I get downloads from spirit a lot around water, so I love to wash the dishes. Even when I'm tired, I like to wash the dishes because that is my communication space. Now, truth, I don't like him to wash the dishes because I don't feel that he uses hot enough water. So that's my space. That's where I communicate. And is that really a good reason for him not to wash dishes, that I don't feel that he used hot enough water? No, that's just my pet peeve, and that's my way to get him out of my space. So, but that's a boundary for me. This is my sacred space. Of all places, the kitchen sink is my sacred space. I would like it that you don't take it upon yourself to step in where you know that's where I get my alignment from. But he would never understand that if I do not communicate it. Okay. So now you know a little thing about me. So the next thing let's talk about real quick, and then we'll go ahead and draw a card, and that is emotional truth. Sometimes beneath the relationship question, there is an emotional truth waiting to be seen. We might ask, do you care about me sometimes? But underneath that is, do I feel valued? Did you ever think about that? So, when you try to figure out or wonder if a person cares about you, what you're truly saying is, do I feel valued? Do I feel safe? Am I being seen for who I truly am? And these are those moments where growth can begin. Okay, so knowing your emotional truth is where your growth begins. So it's not that the person, um, it's not that you're really trying to figure out if someone cares about you. That is a mirror and a segue for you to dig a little deeper. What is it that I'm feeling not valued about? Okay. So if you are not feeling valued, then honestly, automatically, the one that you're closest in a relationship, who this disagreement is coming from, don't see your value only because you don't see your value. If you don't feel safe within you and about you, then other people don't see that you are a safe space. If you don't feel seen with you internally, other people, uh, they see you, but not the way how you feel that you should be seen. So, all in all, this whole relationship thing is, how do I see myself? And love and relationship questions, and we when we go to the tarot card, that's almost the kind of shadow work that we're doing. We are getting ready to dig a little deeper to see what it is that you're not seeing. So at this time, I am ready to pull a card. If you have a question, please feel free to put it in the chat. Be as detailed as you need it to be. Oh, I'll move my keyboard out the way. Be as detailed as you need to be. And I'll say this, and often what we're really asking about isn't the other person, but what we're learning through the connection. All right, so that is my little lesson for the evening. And again, I am ready to take questions, but it is 7:30, and if there are no questions, I'll just pull a card and expound on it just a bit. So if something resonates with you tonight, feel free to let me know in the chat. Even if you're just listening quietly, you're still a part of this space. So you're always welcome. All right, let's pull one card. And I think I'm going to pull a tarot card, not an oracle card. Why? Because I don't even have my oracle cards out. So, being that I don't have them out ahead of time, and they didn't want to come out and play today. Oh, how appropriate. We got the sun card. All right. The sun is consciousness. The sun is life. Just like the sun that is shining above us, it brings enlightenment, it brings new beginnings, a birth to new things. So when you're thinking about the relationship and the sun card, think about the excitement of transformation, not transformation in a way that changes you or saying that you are out of love with somebody, but the transformation that you are allowing those around you to grow, those around you to soften, those around you to learn something new about themselves. And you're loving them for all that they are. At the same time, they are loving you for all that you are and all that you're evolving to be and all that you have welcomed into your space. Just think about that. If we're able to do that, then that's it. Love will move, relationships will flourish, and all because we decided to open up and understand and have a new meaning on the word love. Love is giving to others. Love is caring for others. Love is not, I'll even go Bible on you. Love is not jealous, boastful, proud, or rude. Love never gives up and is always faithful. So, with that being said, we're going to close out. And Nella, are you good? Do you need anything from me? And if not, we will go ahead and close up. All right, good deal. So, as we close tonight in the Love and Relationship Insight session, remember that every connection in your life carries something for you. Sometimes it's clarity, sometimes it's growth, and sometimes it's the courage to choose yourself. Whatever message resonates with you tonight, trust that it came at the right time. Thank you for sharing this space with me. I'll see you tomorrow for 3 card soul guidance. Until then, be gentle with your heart, be honest with yourself, and continue listening to the quiet truth within you. Good night, my loves, and thank you again for sharing this space. Bye bye.